Good morning, 19th of March 2014. Welcome in our live trading room. Quick risk warning. Please be aware that FX Advisor live trading room has educational purpose only. Trading FX on a margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all or even more than your initial investment. Please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Actually, quite important day today. Most probably not too many changes during the European session. Maybe only pound pairs could have some higher volatility due to jobless market, due to last Bank of England meeting, and due to annual budget release. So for sure pound is going to be the main currency to watch during the European session, and most probably beginning of the US session is going to be slower. Market is going to wait for FOMC statement and then a press conference, right? So what we can expect today? Let's go through some charts just to show you what are we going to watch today. Let's start with the first mover right now. With British pound. Here is a daily chart, and we are approaching support level on daily. The support has been tested here. So there is a possibility to see some bounce from here. So here is the hourly chart. Looks like bulls are trying to base. First important thing that we took out this falling trend line, and right now just at the open we're trying to take out another one. I don't like to trade breakout like this during days like we have today. So please take a look. I'm ready with this trend line here. Please take a look at this trend line. So any false break here could lead to some profit taking. So definitely I'm going to watch a level around 144.80, 75 to go long with tie stop below this low here. So it's for sure I'm going to watch British pound versus Swiss franc, and I'm going to concentrate on this rising trend line here. Okay, still staying within the British pound this time. Euro British pound. Just one moment. Okay, most probably you do remember my comment from last week. I was looking to sell around the current level. It was 83.60 more or less, or around 84. I took the short twice. I've been stopped out. I've been stopped out here, and exactly at 84 after the test I took at 83.90, sorry, at 94. So I'm sitting short, but over the medium term I still expect some higher prices. Here was exactly my short at 94. My stop is 84.01 plus spread, so 84.01 bid, so very tight stop. We have some push lower. We have some visible support here. Let's see what's going to happen. During the day, but it's another British pound pair, and I'm still expecting some pullback towards 83.50, maybe this line, right? So quite good risk reward. It was worth taking. And the last one, please take a look. Quick move just at the open. We have some channel here. So just when we started our room, it was the run towards the resistance. So here is not good position to take the short. If you didn't take here is not good. I'm not short pound here. So it's quite opposite to Euro British pound. So it could suggest that Euro could be even weaker, but we will we'll back to Euro later on. So we have this channel. So from here there is a strong rejection, as you can see. So I would expect test of yesterday low, even before the news, before the data from UK. So this is a selling area, I would say, around 66.25 in average. Okay. And the last one I would like to go through with you is GBP yen, but let's switch here. We have this trend line on hourly. We have some visible resistance. We have another visible resistance which corresponds with the trend line here, right? So we can try to take out those stops and finish here. So let's see what's going to happen. And we are trying to base. Let me show you daily here. Okay. We have some visible support. Tested already once. We have a bounce from support. So let's see what's going to happen. As long as we are below the falling trend line on hourly, I would rather look for small short around the top, around the trend line, with very tight stop, to see what's going to happen if we are going to test the support one more time. Of course, the support from daily is much more important, but most probably we are going to test the line first, so then we'll be able to see if we can take the long on during the another test. Okay, let's switch to Euro British as I'm sitting short here, so I'm going to have visible for me. Okay, next let's go quickly through DAX. I'm still, remember yesterday we sent out the information that we are going to buy on pullback towards 9,200, and I'm still interested to buy around that level. Based on those two swings, I can create trend line, so I have 2 points to create the trend line. We make a breakout from here, right? So I'm going to use this point. So what I'm looking for is to some correction down towards 9230, 9220, maybe some false break to the downside. Overall intraday, I'm looking for pullback to the trend line, and I'm looking to buy this trend line on the DAX. There is a very interesting situation on daily I would like to share with you right now. We have some kind of the channel, right? Now, what I would like to show you, there was the first move down, we took out the stops here. Then you had a correction, and bulls were not able to take the previous high. So we created lower high, lower swing high, so we were able to put the trend line. Based on those 2 points we can also create the channel. Look where we found the support. And now what I am expecting based on yesterday breakout, we can also have additional trend lines on daily. Right. Okay, what I do expect is, as we took out the resistance here, I'm expecting, as I mentioned, the pullback to broken resistance now should work as support and higher prices. As long as we are holding above this level, maybe above this yesterday low. And I do expect higher prices based also on the measure of the correction. So please take a look here. It's just the correction of this move. We didn't take out the high. So now if I'm going to make the same distance from the low, look, here is my selling point. Here is my selling point. Don't chase the prices here. Most probably we have some resistance, right? We hit the resistance yesterday, we have a pullback, but most probably we are going to go slightly higher as long as we are above this level. Most probably we are going to push prices higher. So here is my eventual selling level. What about my target? We send out that our target is around 9,500. Okay, let me show you why. Using the same line. We took out this resistance, and within the simple measure we have 9,500, as you can see here, right? 9,550 even, so even higher, 0.5%. But don't be greedy. 9,500 is a psychological level, so don't be too greedy. So yes, I'm expecting higher prices as long as we are above 9,200. So I'm watching DAX today, and we just trying to go to levels I'm waiting for. Okay, so I'm watching DAX carefully. Okay, as we are approaching the visible support, let me take half of my short here. Let me close half of my, one moment. Okay. Okay. So now we can focus again on what we can see. British pound approaching the resistance again. So some shorts within this area, maybe around some stop counting, as this combination confirmed this high, so I would like to have stop slightly higher. So not huge risk and quite good reward, so it's worth to take it. Okay, on the British pound versus dollar. Is also a reason I closed half of euro British pound. Okay, let's see what's going on with DAX. Still have okay. If we are going to go through the bodies, we tested the line already. But then buying here, we have to risk more. So you can start to build the position here. Let's say small long already here. And another one based on the line, based on the shadows. It could be also the way to build the position. Unfortunately, stop still has to be quite wide, but we are going to risk around 60 to take around 250, so it's still worth, because we had this breakout, consolidation up, and we are within this consolidation area, so it's worth. And so the move from here to new high confirmed this low here, unfortunately, based on, or you can place the stop below the candle which took out the resistance. So let me start build the long position on DAX. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, let's take a look on British pound Swiss franc. So we haven't seen the pullback from here. We went straight up, and we are right now we are at visible resistance. I'm still want to show the patience, and I'm waiting still for the pullback. Okay, so we went through the British pound. We know what to look at there. Right? So let's take a look some dollar pairs before the evening. Similar situation to British pound Swiss franc we have on dollar Swiss franc. Most probably all of you know my chart I published a few days ago, daily chart. This one, we have the third approach. So first was broken, one, third. What I do expect is to see higher prices from here, but I also mentioned that I wouldn't be surprised to see real final test exactly touch the line. But please take a look last few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and for now higher low. 5 higher lows in a row. Okay? I really do expect the test of the at least 88, but 88.30 most probably. Okay? So here it's daily. Let's get back to hourly or 30 minutes. Yeah, I have a base on 30 minutes. So what I do expect around interest rate decision in US. Yesterday we hit visible resistance and some supply zone based on this combination here with visible resistance here. We took out some stops. Some can consider as false breakout, so they were keep selling. Some longs were taking the profit, right? Okay, and it's the lows I mentioned a few minutes ago. We are trying to build upside pressure here, right? I do have small long based on daily chart, but also I would like to speculate around the Fed rate decision, FOMC rate decision. I would like to speculate, and it's going to be similar to the British pound versus Swiss franc. What I would like to see is to clean those stops to the downside. It's going to be the third touch of this trend line. And yes, I would like to take another long here at the line. So it's going to be around 87.15 and my first target around 87.60. So it's my plan for dollar Swiss franc. Then of course depends what market is going to show me later, if I'm correct here. Right now I'm quite bullish and I wouldn't try to sell here. The first thing when I'm going to start thinking about eventual profit taking and selling is going to be the test of the 20 daily moving average and this resistance line, right? Here I can't see the value of selling. It's not worth for me to selling here. But I overall, based on this situation, what we can see here, I would say that we have a chance for much higher prices from here, right? So I'm quite bullish here, but also, of course, I do remember about some points. So I'm not completely blind bull. I'm going to work with market. I would like to see what market wants to show me, and yes. Okay. Dollar yen. Let's start with daily. We saw yesterday some selling pressure on the JPY crosses. Selling pressure means that we saw some sign of yen strength. But with dollar yen we are still at visible support. And as I mentioned last week, I was selling AUDUSD instead dollar yen, or I would prefer to sell EUROJPY, as I don't have clear situation here. We are at support, we are at trend line, so it's a place to actually to buy dollar yen here instead of selling, right? For me, right now, I would rather be buyer here than seller. Of course, the situation could easily change with the close first below the line and maybe even better below 101, so psychological level. So maybe the action like this one will tell me that it's time to sell around 101 with tight stop and target around the psychological 100 level, right? As we have visible support, some demand zone here as well. Yes, we can see here the pressure. We have some trend line, so I would prefer sell somewhere around here. While the line will hold, but we had the third approach already and sell off. So we are narrowing here. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't want to be the seller at support. So let's switch to hourly. And as you can see, we are trying to build some base. We have some resistance, so we are right now within some range, right? So some intraday traders can also try to trade the breakout of the range with the target of that range. It's not huge, around 60 pips, 60-70 pips. So breakout to the upside will correspond with this visible resistance here. But the thing is that on hourly we have this gap here, so the buyers definitely have to be careful, right? Or break down with tight stop, pullback and continuation, right? So let's see what's going to happen with dollar yen. And the last one, actually not the last dollar pair, sorry. Another one is Swiss franc day. Okay, we can put it here. Looks like they closed. Oh, we have it here. Okay. So another one is euro dollar, still within the tight distance to resistance. Maybe some false breakout. I would prefer to sell again here. But do you remember my chart? I mentioned that as long, and let me show you. Yes, I would like to be the seller here, but I would like to show you one important thing. Okay. So we had the high here, pullback, higher high. So we confirmed this demand zone, support zone around 37.50. So still, if I'm going to see any hesitation around that line, I'm going to be the seller with tight stop, right? But if you've seen my chart, I mentioned that as long as we are above this area, anything to the downside will not make any damage for bulls in a long long term, right? No damage here. So what I'm gonna do, first visible support is around 38.30, and if I'm correct here and we are going to make sell-off, I'm going to close 1/3 of my short around this area. I'm going to close another 1/3, of course, if we are going to see those levels. I'm going to close another 1/3 around this area. And if we are going to break that level, then most probably, look, visible, 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 visible. Then the final target for me is going to be 135. Okay. Okay. So yes, I'm going to watch the euro dollar today as well. And now Aussie, or do I have the Aussie somewhere here? One moment. Yeah, I do have. Now there was a chance, but it was late yesterday, some Tokyo session, and I mentioned about some possibility to go short around 91 or slightly higher, and yes, we had false breakout. There was no huge risk-reward ratio, but as you can see, there was some possibilities like this. And I'm going to watch what's going on here, mostly because of the weekly chart. We are above right now, above 20 weekly moving average. We are trying to go outside. Actually, we went outside last week range, so we have some breakout to the upside, but we just meet the resistance right now. So it could be the false breakout of last week high, which could lead to profit taking, and we can really go again down. Why I do think that we have a chance to go lower from here, because we have a third attempt to the trend line, right? Those 2 points allow us to create the trend line. So I'm expecting plenty of sellers here, especially we have some visible resistance here as well. So yes, we can see some breakout. Important thing based on this weekly chart is, of course, weekly close. If we are going to close above the line, then I'm going to look for buying possibility on retest of broken trend line. Okay. Let's take a look on DAX as we testing the line. So it's I'm going to add into the positions on the test of the line, as I'm already have small long based on this type of the trend line, false break, pushing higher, but I already have position from here, so I don't want to add, right? Let's see what's going to happen. Sorry. Just 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's watch DAX for a while. Let's make it slightly bigger. Here, Aussie is a weekly chart, so let's see what's going to happen later. Okay. Swiss franc, we are going higher. Here on British pound at resistance, so line still valid. Okay. And Euro British pound is going toward my final target around 83.50, the remaining half. Okay. So that's pretty much all for now. So we ready with some plans for British pound, especially as we are awaiting some UK numbers and budget release. So I'm short Euro British pound, means that I'm long British pound currently, and I have remaining 50% as I showed you. I missed the selling opportunity, but if you took the short, right, so I mentioned that stop should be above as this price action confirmed this high. So if you were able to take if you took, or if the short has been taken here with stop above this high, I would target the lower channel line if you want to sell the pound. And we have one more possible scenario for British pound versus Swiss franc on a deep pullback long, right? So we do have some plan for British pound. We do have some plan for dollar versus Swiss franc, for dollar versus euro. and we are watching price action on dollar yen. What else? Yes, I'm ready with one more chart. Euro Aussie dollar. As I mentioned last time, some technicians saw already the head and shoulders, but as I mentioned before, very often very visible head and shoulders formation leads to false breakdowns and then move up to the upside, and it was what has happened here. We broke down through this visible support or demand zone, and immediately we moved higher, right? So we took out all the stops. There was plenty of sellers because of the head and shoulders formation, which was not valid based on this. So now we could see another bigger formation, right? One more time. Some of the technicians saw the head and shoulders formation like here. Breakdown, false breakdown lead to the quick profit taking and move to the upside. And right now we're testing this support line here. Some can use it as bear flag, but we are at visible support on daily, and because of the trend line. And if you would like to, if your intention is anyway sell Euro Aussie, then you can switch to 1 hour chart. We have visible resistance line, but we had already third touch and we created the new low. So this high right now is valid. So I would like, if I would like to sell, as you can see, there is a based on daily support line. So we have some visible resistance around 53.25, so it could lead to false breakout if any hesitation, but stop has to be wide 54.30. Then you have to calculate your risk reward, and if you are okay, then you can try to go with it. Okay. Okay. So we slow down again slightly. We have some pullback on euro dollar. There is another chart, plenty of different zones created earlier. So let me clean it up. Okay, we have some pullback. So again, 38.90 on euro dollar, 38.70 as support zone here. I don't want to chase the market right now, but based on this combination, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, it should lead to lower low. Let's see what's going to happen. I would prefer to sell on stop hunting around the US interest rate decision. Okay. So actually, based on the current market situation, I'm quite positive in regards to dollar, especially versus euro, Swiss franc, Aussie. Then also we have the chance we still have a chance on weekly New Zealandian, but as it's weekly, right? So we had some pushing higher last week. We closed with below the trend line, and right now we're trying to push it higher again. And as I mentioned, it depends where we are going to close. At the end of the week. As the weekly chart, the stops is quite wide. The first stop should be here. Once we back below again, and some selling could come in, and it's a weekly, so I would keep my stop here, so it's around 2 figure, but I would target first around 81, so it's 5 figure, 2.5, and final around 78. Okay. Still watching DAX. On hourly, we tested the both trending moving average on hourly and this trend line, right? I do have small long position here. I would like to add into the position based on the trend line drawing on this shadows, through the shadows. So I would like to add around this level. Okay. And as I mentioned, we have plenty of space to the upside, and my selling area is around 9,500 plus, based on this calculation I've showed you, based on the potential channel. So be patient. Be patient. So pound is stronger ahead of the numbers, ahead of the budget release. So for me it's quite okay. As I'm sitting short, I didn't take this short. As we are closer and closer, I'm going to wait for the number. But definitely based on this here, we are within the selling area. Stops above this level. Okay. So let's make some cleaning. Okay. So it's how it looks for now. So we are approaching into the end of our live trading room today. I would say we have all in place to make good trades. Again, please don't try to chase the prices. Wait for prices to come to you. There is plenty of opportunities every day on the market, so you don't have to be worried, right? So you don't have to be worried. And yes, as I mentioned, we were within the visible support area. We have so good that I took some partial profit. Now we're trying to go slightly higher. Mostly because of the pullback from the falling trend line here on pound dollar. So pound is weakening slightly 30 minutes before the data, right? So yes, that's pretty much it for now. Please be extremely careful, especially later today. So we should have some fireworks within the next 30 minutes because of the UK data. Then around 12:30 GMT there is a UK budget release, and then evening and interest rates decision and press conference in US. DAX is doing quite well. Let's make it slightly bigger. Okay, that's pretty much all. I would like to say thank you very much. Again, please be careful. If you are a novice trader and you are not comfortable with the whole situation during the day, just make a paper trading, just make a demo trading, just watch the market and check, try to read the market, try to follow the plan. It's not necessary to risk today if you don't have to, if you are not feel comfortable. So definitely just stand aside, use demo account, make paper trading, whatever, not in real. So it's really important, right? We have on the pound, we have we're trying to hunt the stops. Looks like market expecting good number, or maybe better than expectations. Anyway, thank you very much for today. Again, be careful if you are not comfortable with the whole situation today. Don't trade. Use demo account. Again, don't chase the prices. Wait for prices to come to you. Happy trading. Wish you pleasant afternoon, and see you again on Friday, right? We have another live trading room on Friday. With some of you, I'm going to have one-to-one, even within next few hours. So thank you very much. Take care, and see you again on Friday. Thank you. Bye bye.